Hello, everyone. My name is Mahogany. I am creating a channel, Life After 400 Pounds. Today I will be speaking of life after gastric bypasses and the ups and downs. So what I want to start with is everybody just assumes that surgery is just a quick fix, and that is so far from the truth. The real work begins once you get home from surgery. You are still going to have to fight through those cravings. You are still going to want those old things once you heal from surgery. So therefore you're going to have to work on your temptation. You are going to have to work on eating a variety of different healthy things, such as switching from fried to bake things and getting away from sugar. Sugar is illegal crack cocaine. I'm just gonna flat tell y'all, bottom line. And in order for you to truly lose weight, you have to get rid of sugar. What I've done is I've switched to honey, equal, and I'm even trying to gradually move away from that to something healthier like raw sugar. I also want to speak of my exercise regimen that I just started. So I at least try to go to the gym at least 3 times a week, which is very difficult because at times you're not going to want to get up. You're not going to want to force yourself to have to do things that you need to do in order to begin this process to lose this weight that needs to come off of you badly. Because I'm sure you don't feel good. I'm sure you're in pain. And somebody that has never been big before cannot begin to understand how you feel. And I don't care what anybody says. Fat people are automatically judged as soon as you walk in the door, by your own family, by your own friends, by your own loved ones. You're talked about behind your back. Oh, she's pretty for a big girl. That's the first thing they want to say to you. And I just feel like that's unacceptable. And I got tired of feeling like that. And I have a long way to go on my journey to recovery, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue the good fight. And another thing you have to remember is it didn't take overnight to get this big. So you're not going to lose the weight overnight. And plus, losing weight gradually is much healthier than losing weight so fast that it comes back at a rapid speed. So that's something you also want to remember. And I understand when you're big that you want to lose weight very fast. And I just want to tell you that I'm still losing weight, and it feels amazing. Your bones will feel better. If you have arthritis, fibromyalgia, any kind of physical elements that are hurting you, as soon as you begin to lose any amount of small or significant amounts of weight, you will feel dramatically much better. And that's immediately. And you will also be able to come off of all those medications that you might be on for high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You might gradually be able to come off of your diabetes medication. And I just want to stress that I am not a physician. I am just a person sharing my experiences with you and what I went through. Again, I am not a physician. I'm just an advisor, just sharing with you my experiences that I went through. So I cannot give you medical advice. If you need medical advice, I would suggest you see a primary care physician, a dietitian, to help you get a regimen going. If you feel like that's something that you cannot do on your own. But I would just say be encouraged. All things are possible with the Creator, God, Jesus Christ himself. He's the man. And nothing's going to happen without him. You need him. I give him all the praise and glory for everything that he's done in my life this far. Because I know it was not me. It was all him. I also want to speak about, I just got a gym membership at LA Fitness, and I am super stoked about doing water aerobics, which I feel like tremendously will help you lose weight very, very fast. Because when you swim, when you do any kind of pool exercise, even if you don't know how to swim, you're just gradually walking in the pool with weights. You're going to lose weight because you are working all of those muscles. All of those muscles. I want to also say, I have been able to work my way up to doing an hour on the elliptical. Least 45 minutes. Least 13 minutes. In order for you to lose weight, you have to burn more than you take in. You have to burn more than you take in. So if you want to lose weight, I'm just keeping it real. Leave them bonbons alone. Leave them Popeyes alone. Leave them donuts alone. Leave that McDonald's alone. Okay? Because them people gonna still make money with or without you. And you need to live. God has a destiny for you. He has a future for you. And you cannot get to your true calling that God has for you obese. It is impossible. Because you can't breathe. You, with all these diseases, your body is hurting. And it's just impossible to feel great, which creates bad behavior because you feel terrible, which means you got a bad attitude and you mad at the world for something that they didn't even do. You did. Okay? So let's get that straight. Moving right along. I also want to speak about this book that I just started reading. It's called Restored to Freedom. Restored to Freedom. I personally believe if you do not deal with the issues that have caused you to eat, if you do not deal with the issues that have caused you to eat, you will gain all of the weight back. And that means resentment. It could be molestation. It could be jealousy. It could be envy. It could be strife. It could be a difficult relationship with your parents. And I'm not saying all of these things are fixable. But with God, I believe that you can come to grips with these things and learn how to deal with them in a better manner. Meaning, you know your parents been the same your whole life, and they are not going to change. So therefore, maybe you could focus on yourself and not worry about them. Pray for them. Leave them in the hands of God. Same thing with your children. Don't be running your blood pressure all up, having to run to the hospital and all this and that for your kids. Pray for your kids. Leave them in the hands of God. Really, that's all you can do. Because for you to sit up there and stress out and worry about all these unnecessary things is not going to help. So again, I would recommend Restored to Freedom And I am going to be doing storytelling on this channel. So I will begin to start reading this book to you all. It is a very awesome book. It talks about hurt. It talks about jealousy. It talks about resentment. It talks about past childhood, basically disasters. It talks about molestation. It talks about everything that a person could have went through that have caused them trauma, to eat, to whatever your situation is, to be an addict, to whatever. To me, it just fits and it helps. And I am not a big reader due to being in college, due to being in high school. And to be honest, I got the book and didn't even plan on reading it. And Holy Spirit was, hey, pick this book up and you need to read it. So I was like, hey, okay, Jesus, we finna pick this book up and we finna get busy. And I picked that book up today, and I'm no lie, I read 30 something pages of it. And have you ever read something that was so scary because it reminded you so much of your life? You literally felt like, oh my God, is this book talking to me? Is this book me? I mean, it was that scary because it was like I had to relive all of my past hurt, all of my past pain. I had to relive my childhood, things that I have went through. But I believe that we as adults have to take responsibility for our own actions and not play the blame game. Because once we become adults, we can make our own decisions. So if you know that somebody is negative and they don't have your best interest, they don't have good energy for you to continue to be around them just because they are your family, just because they are your loved ones, just because they are your friends, and you feel as if they abuse you, that's a problem. Family or not, that's a problem. No one deserves abuse. No one. No one. No one deserves abuse. No one. It is not okay. And hurt people hurt people. So therefore, someone hurt, you cannot expect to love you, care for you, be compassionate about what you're going through. Because honestly, they don't love themselves enough. So it's like, how can you expect more from somebody that does not even care about themselves enough to love them enough to do better for them, let alone their child? So it's like, I feel as if we're expecting too much from people, and then we end up getting our feelings hurt. And I heard Steve Harvey say one of the most powerful things that I feel like he has ever said in his life. And that was when he got his career started, he thought that he needed all of these people. If he could just meet such and such, if he could just meet such and such, if I could just get my demo in front of such and such. But I heard him say one of the most profound things. And that was, at the end of the day, he had him, Margie, which is his wife, and God at the end of the day. And really, I feel like that's all you need. And if you got a husband, husband. If you got a wife, wife. And anything more than that is more than enough. If you got children, your children. So again, I just feel like we're let down because we put expectations in people and then they fail us and then we get all butthurt about it when we should have never put our trust in that person. Because the Bible will tell you, put your trust in no man. No man. Because anybody with flesh, baby, can fail you. Anybody. Your husband, did you think is so perfect? Your husband. I said it. I'm going to tell the truth on this channel, baby. the truth, your husband, your children, your mother, your father. Yes, boo-boo, they can do that to you. It's possible. But we got to learn how to begin to deal with these things so that they don't cultivate into becoming bad behaviors. And then we end up overweight, with high blood pressure, with diabetes, with high cholesterol, and with all these things. And I want to tell y'all something. Love, God says, covers a multitude of sin. Love, God says, covers a multitude of sin. And I feel like we could all show a little more love, including me. Including me. We could all be more kinder to each other, meaning our own family, our own friends, our own loved ones, let alone our friends. And sometimes it's like we treat our own friends better than we do our family. And that's sad. That's really sad. We talk about our loved ones like a dog instead of encourage them, instead of try to help them, instead of lift them up, instead of say, hey, won't you do this like this? Be encouraged. That's what the Bible says. We ought to lift one another up. And I just want to tell y'all, I'm no reverend, I'm no pastor, and I'm the first one to say I'm guilty. Because I am not perfect. But I do know the word of God. I was raised in church. And you cannot help what gifts that God gives you. Another thing I want to speak about today is fear. F-E-A-R. Fear. If you live in fear, you will be in fear until you die. You will not have done anything in your life because you're scared. You're afraid of what others might think. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm the most boldest person. The most boldest, and will say anything to anyone now. But it took a lot for me to create this channel. And I'm going to tell y'all why. People in the world is so judgmental. They are so mean. And I see how they treat these stars. And they're very mean. They're very mean to them. I see how they treat famous people or just regular people that are just sharing how they feel. But, you know, I feel as if when God puts something in your heart and you got a burning desire and passion for it, if you don't do it, he gonna have somebody else do it. You gonna lose the spot, boo. Because one thing about God is he needs us, but he don't have to have us. And I heard another lady say something. The way that you do it might not be able to be done that way. And people might not be able to be reached, that generation, that group, that youth, that way because of your gift. And that God individually created all of us and made us unique. And that's the cool thing that I love about God. We're all different. We're all different. We might try to be like other people, but at the end of the day, we're all different. We all got different blemishes. We all got different flaws. But what I want us to do as women is begin to lift each other up, empower each other. We are all beautiful. And when I become successful, I don't want to be another one of these women that feel like I need plastic surgery to correct and fix everything. Because I'm going to be honest. You see these women, they go out and get this stuff and they still get cheated on by their husbands. They still get dogged out. And that's cool if you guys are doing it for your insecurities. I have nothing against plastic surgeries. But my thing is, God created us all beautiful, all unique, and you are who you are. Everybody has flaws, even Beyonce. And I said it, even Beyonce. Everybody has flaws. You have to learn how to deal with them, though. And accept that you're beautiful. You're beautiful and wonderfully made. Because that's what Jesus said. I didn't say it. Jesus said it. He said you're beautiful and wonderfully made. That's what he said. So you got to believe that. Stand on that. And don't let fear keep you bound. Don't let fear keep you from that business that God been speaking to you about for 10 years. Don't let fear keep you from a golden opportunity that rests in your heart day and night that you know you're supposed to been dead 5 years ago. This is 2020, guys. This is a whole nother century. And to be honest, I didn't even think I was going to live to see, I believe I'm 34 years old. Didn't even think so. God didn't spare my life so many times, I couldn't even thank him enough. It wouldn't even be enough words to describe how many times the man did save my life. Seriously. Due to my own negligence and things that were out of my control. So, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. I would love to reach 1,000 subscribers so that I can actually have a channel on YouTube and I don't have to record it this way. Again, we're going to do a lot of loving on this show. A lot of growing on this show together. And it's going to be a process. This is my first adventure. I've never even done a live. Okay? So y'all be patient. Y'all work with me. And I love y'all. God bless.